I was really involved with ASB, which stands for Associated Student Body.
Laurena 積極、樂天、親切嘅性格，原來同佢自小相信嘅耶穌基督有好大關係。
So my family and I always went to church on Sundays and went to Sunday school. But like I said, it wasn't until more of high school and college where I start to make my faith more serious.
雖然信仰帶俾 Laurena 樂天嘅個性，但係佢都曾經懷疑過佢自小就相信嘅耶穌基督。
I was confused on whether Christianity in itself, if that was the religion that I was supposed to be believing in when there were so many other religions out there, and how did I know which was the right one? It was like I had knowledge of who God was, but I didn't feel him. Once I joined the new place, all my friendships from high school were gone, and all my achievements that I had in high school, I had to start all over. And so in those moments, I really questioned, without all those things, who am I really? And that's where I realized that my identity cannot be in those things. It can't be in my positions or friendships, but it had to be in just knowing God more. And so with that, I had to do steps like take classes or read books, do more things to build my knowledge base. I poured my heart more to him, asked God to come let me feel his presence more. And then it was through those times I was able to feel his peace and feel that no matter what was going on in my life, that he was the one that was my ultimate peace.
佢仲參加咗喺美國大學裏面好流行嘅女學生聯誼會。
The sorority, it has its good and bads. The good part is that you get to make a lot of friendships and there's a lot of girls around every day. The bad part is that many of them are non-believers, they're non-Christians, and so with that, many of the things that they value or their daily activities can really differ from a Christian life. They'd ask, what do you think about homosexuality, gay people, because a lot of my friends had people that were gay. And so in those times, I just tell them again what I felt like. It's not about the action, it's about how we love people. And so in those times, I'd have to run to the Word to make sure that my own faith wasn't shaken. And I'd have to rely on spiritual prayer in that time and just ask God to give me the right words to say and to kind of speak back to them, but speak back in love and not just in my own words. With that, I just had to continue to tell what I believe, but at the same time just love on her, knowing that she might not change her mind. We actually ended up becoming very, very good friends, very close friends. God or Jesus calls us to be in that culture and then to just be that light and to then help each person. Because that's what Jesus did. He didn't stay away from the poor people. He went in there and then he helped them. One day my family and I were watching the Miss America pageant and they were doing the interview portion. And then my sister and I would answer the questions and we had a lot of fun with that. Talk to judges, people, show the audience, what it means to be a light in the world. With the judges, you had to give them basically your resume and talk about your passions. And so for my passion, I actually wrote that my passion was Jesus and Christianity. And so for that, they asked me a lot about, if your passion is Jesus, then what do you think about abortion? And what do you think about the penny having the words, "In God we trust"? Do you agree with that? And so when I first heard those questions, of course before the interview, I prayed a lot that God would just speak through me and give it to him. When I first heard those questions, it was hard for me to know exactly what to say. But then as soon as I thought, what should I say? I had to remind myself, no, this is what God wants, and that anything I said, whether it be offensive to the judges or not, it was all again for God's glory. And so initially I did have hesitations, worrying about whether I should say the things that I say or whether I should state my beliefs, knowing that they might not agree with it. But then remembering God gave me this entire pageant, so I'm just gonna give it back to him and it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what they think. And so in answering those questions, I had to just stand for what I believed in. Stand that, God created every human being, that he loves each person, even sometimes when humans falter and a baby is made not intentionally, God still has a plan for that child. And so just telling exactly how I felt and what I knew. After I told them that, they questioned me more about, are you sure about that? What about people that don't believe? Aren't they going to be offended? and then I just told them that having those words on there wasn't harming anyone physically. It was just a statement to really give God glory. And so then with that, I just kind of stated what I believed and then really stayed firm with my beliefs.
一個年青人能夠喺一個咁嘅壓力嘅環境裏邊，能夠企得起身，將個福音嚟見證出嚟，係一個好唔簡單嘅事啦。
People will never remember what you did or your positions that you had, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And so with that, it just means that whatever you do on this earth, you know, your life goes by so fast and it's very temporary. And so it's just running that race to make as many impacts as you can or to do as much as you can until that very last day when we go to heaven.